From the lush green lands to the cascading waterfalls, wonders of the world, the oldest habitat of territories on Earth, a rich cultural heritage, a continent of 1.1 billion people, second largest and most populous, a continent pregnant with possibilities, home to 30% of Earth's mineral resources, 50% of its people under 25 years. Africa, the land of the great. Our spirit resilient. Our enterprise profitable. Our future inspiring. Africa is inspiring. Be inspired.
I think also the kind of words of advice I can say is have a purpose, know yourself and have a sense of purpose. And what I mean by this is I'm always surprised at people that kind of don't wake up in the morning and have that sense of having something to do. The common barrow has a purpose. The common barrow has an ambition. It knows what it should be doing. The most complicated thing on earth has to be the human being. Know that God has created you for a greater purpose, for greatness lies in you. And really you should wake up with that every morning to know that you can achieve something within your lifetime that can impact people positively. And know that yes, fine, success and failure is largely up to you, not necessarily how good or bad your service is. Have a vision. My father from a very early stage said to us, all his children, he was this idea, first you must dare to dream. When you dare to dream, you then have a vision. When you have a vision, you have that mission. When you have that mission, it leads and translates into steps that actually really comes into fruition. So do remember that. It's incredibly important to look ahead at people that are in front of you. In a family structure, especially in African family structure, you find that you look up to your sisters. You look up to your big brothers, your big sisters, your uncles, your aunts and people along those lines. And you should translate that kind of personal aspect into professional aspect as well. In the professional aspect, look at your quote unquote brothers and sisters, big brothers and sisters. Look at people that are in the industry but are already ahead of you. Not necessarily actually in the industry, but people you admire their work ethic, their corporate ethic, their drive, their zeal, their ambition, and see how you can replicate that as well from your day-to-day life. If I were running a cleaning business, I'd make sure it was the best cleaning business in Abuja. If I were running a chemist shop, I'd make sure it was the best chemist shop in Abuja. I'm running a real estate firm now, and I'm trying to ensure that it is the best real estate company, not just in Abuja, but nationally across the country as well. So taking pride in your work immediately creates a better product. A better product immediately translates into a happy customer translates into more profit. It's a win-win for everybody, and you have that sense of achievement personally as well. So it's beyond a consideration. It should be part of your work ethic. It should be part of your standard business operating measures that you do. Lastly, I've been asked to prepare also a few words strictly not on this subject, and mine actually does still feed into this. And what I wanted to address is 50% of the Nigeria's population. Actually, I think it's more women. I think we make up more of the population than men, and it's a simple thing. Because we sometimes are our own worst enemy. We inhibit ourselves and think we can't do it. Oh, well, I'm going to get married, so I don't need to work. Or I can't work. Oh, I'm pregnant, therefore I can't work. Being married or being pregnant is not a sickness. It's not an illness. It's not a disability. And even if it were a disability, people with disabilities are still working and doing productive lives. So you need to consider that you have to be a productive member of society. Nation building is vitally important. For that, in that case, I speak directly at the men in your lives. The fathers, the uncles, the grandparents, the brothers. You must allow women to grow and breathe. We are not in competition with men. With 180 million of us in Nigeria, there are so many opportunities for everybody to grow. One person's success does not lead to the failure of another person. So we should have that common goal of nation building, where if we only allow men to be productive, you're really kind of handicapping the country itself in its entirety. You're only looking at 50% of it. So when I'm looking in the camera and I'm voicing really my opinions directly to every woman at work, at home, wherever you may find yourself in, I want you to know that it's okay to want to be a leader. It's okay to have that sense of ambition burning inside of you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it's okay to look for fulfillment outside of your family, outside of your parents. It's okay to think to yourself, I can be greater than what is expected of me. You are a role model to so many people. Some don't even know you, some you know. These are everything from your own daughters to your sisters to your aunts to your mother to even the house help in your house. But I think more importantly as well, to the next generation of men you are raising, they then begin to understand the value of a woman. Yes, of course, in the home, but also economically as well, and that contribution she brings on board. It's been a very short talk, and I hope I've provided some measures of advice. I think there are no rights and there are no wrongs. You really have to throw yourself in with determination and with passion. Be ready to fail. It's not failure, it's simply a lesson learned, and I wish you all good luck. I want to take a minute or to just really thank Florence Ozo for what she does. I think it's a beautiful thing to try and educate and try and empower. So really, to Florence directly, continue inspiring Africa as a whole. Thank you very much.